Hey everyone, it's Janome Man, aka Michael Smith, and I'm here with the fabulous Janome Memory Craft 100E. This is an embroidery only machine. If you would like to get into the world of embroidery, this is the machine for you. It's got a compact design, lighter in weight. You can easily travel with it, take it to class, doesn't take up a lot of room, yet you have so much creativity at your fingertips. There are 274 built-in designs, and then of course you can import your own designs into the machine through the USB port that is in the side of the machine. The included 5.5 by 5.5 inch hoop is certainly generous enough to get you started. There is so much that you could do with it. In all Janome embroidery machines, the little flower icon is where all the designs are stored. Here I have 7 pages, and I can use the cursor to scroll through. Look at all that we can do to create whatever we choose. Like these name tags, for example, these are built into the machine. They are so cute, and we can totally customize. So here we can ultimately change the colors if we wish. We can type in the name of to and from. So as a gift tag, we can add the fonts from the machine. And this one I put in a drawstring, so to make it like a luggage tag or a gift tag, so you can totally customize however you wish. Some of the other designs built in, some that I really love, are these beauty and decor designs. This beautiful lady is one of the designs built in the machine, as is her sister here. And oh, maybe you'd like twins. Well, no problem. We have editing functions built into the machine. We can just copy and paste that design. We can resize it. We can mirror image it. There's so much we can do. Combine with the fonts built into your machine. It's always good to do a test sample ahead of time. I see in a lot of these, I could have really used an extra layer of stabilizer behind my designs. There's got a little bit more puckering than I wish. So that's why we always suggest you do these little test samples first, stitch out the design, make sure it's what you really like for your finished project, and away you go. You can add embroidery to almost anything, including a lot of ready-made projects, like this beautiful Happy Summer pillow. You can purchase these plain, or perhaps you can sew, or you can purchase just these plain pillow covers and you can embroider them. They're a perfect blank canvas, so you can embroider whatever you wish. Put the fonts from the machine on any design and away you go. You can either sew a little pouch together, or this, again, the pocket, I can easily hoop this. So I could purchase a tote bag or this little zippy pouch that I could still hoop this with the pocket attached and include my initials. These 2-letter and 3-letter monograms are built into the Janome Memory Craft 100E. So you could totally customize, great for gift giving. How about adding this cute little name to this Santa's hat and include, to customize, this cute little red Janome J bobbin. Now the hat was purchased very inexpensively from the discount store, and I added the name Hermie on this cuff. You might remember Hermie as the little elf from the Rudolph Christmas special who wanted to be a dentist. I always identified with him. He didn't quite fit in. So you can totally customize. You could purchase these hats so inexpensively, put all the kids' names on them. They're so cute, using all the fonts built into the machine. Now, of course, we can also create designs that are not built into the machine. For example, these adorable felt baskets. These are so addictive to make. This is a free design on janome.ca and janome.com. Go to janome.ca and click the Inspire tab, and you will find these cute little felt baskets. Here, I said needles. Great to store all your Janome needles. Everything you need at your fingertips, so easy to find. So these cute little felt baskets, and I love, yes, when I need to change my needle, but this one is still good, I can put it in my felt basket here, I don't lose it. So this cute little felt basket can totally be made in, ooh, yes, the SQ14E hoop that is included with the Memorycraft 100E. So you can make the basket, you can even increase the size of the basket to fill the embroidery hoop. I have another one back here for clips. Again, they get so addictive, and I've decorated it with some of the stitches built into my sewing machine. So first I embroider the basket, and then I can put it on the sewing machine while it's still flat, that I can embellish it, I can add the names in. So much creativity at your fingertips. The larger felt basket I have here holds all these fabulous hobby patches. These are the free designs you will find in the Inspire tab on Janome.ca. You click the Embroidery tab and you will find the set of Sew for Home hobby patches, all free. The Mindful patch, we all love this. Eat, sew, sleep. I don't know how much sleep I get, but I know I do lots of sewing. So all of these, Happy Gardener, wonderful adventure for those who are going to go off and perhaps go camping or traveling, walk it off. This is great, and particularly for the winter when we want to stay inside and maybe do some mall walking. On the road again, I can't wait for summer so I can get out and travel. There is so much creativity we can do, all on Janome.ca. These are, again, free patches from Sew for Home, and they will fit into that 5.5 by 5.5 inch hoop of the Memorycraft 100E. So you can make the felt basket and all these hobby patches, and then put these on. Another hobby patch is the cooking patch here, Bon Appetit. So purchase a ready-made apron very inexpensively from the discount store. You use the fonts built into the machine. In this case, I said Grill Master. We have a variety of fonts, so they don't have to be the same. You can use uppercase, lowercase, all capitals, small, medium, and large lettering. And then I'm going to applique this on, take it to my sewing machine and stitch it down. Now I could do this embroidery directly on my apron, and definitely I want to use lots of stabilizer on the back to support the density of these stitches. The SQ14E hoop of the Janome Memorycraft 100E has this fabulous quick release lever. It makes it so fast and easy to hoop your fabric. Simply remove the inner hoop and the clear acrylic template that allows us to line up our design. Now you'll see in my apron here, I have 2 layers of a tearaway stabilizer, and we need that stabilizer to support the density of all of this beautiful satin stitching. There are so many types of stabilizers, including the tearaway that simply easily tears away afterward, and some water-soluble stabilizer that will dissolve once it is immersed in water. There are some stabilizers that are an iron-on that would remain permanently, like in garments, and some stabilizers, they have a sticky backing on it. So this allows you to stick your fabric onto the stabilizer so it doesn't budge, it doesn't move at all. This is particularly helpful if the ready-made garment especially, or the ready-made item, does not fit within the hoop itself. So these sticky stabilizers are a lifesaver. And again, check with your Janome dealer, and we have lots of blogs on our Janome Life blog all about stabilizers. When embroidering this ready-made little Santa's hat, for example, I ended up using 2 types of stabilizer. I had a tearaway stabilizer, just a little bit left here. I had a tearaway stabilizer here on the bottom side that I had in the hoop. And then I had my hat over it. You'll see how hard, how could I hoop this? This won't fit with the inner hoop on top of it. So this is where we can use some of that sticky stabilizer to help us lock this into place and do our embroidery. There are many brands of stabilizer. This is one of my favorites. It has this paper backing that you release, and you may be able to see these clear little sticky dots. So it's smooth on one side, and when you remove the paper, it's sticky on top. So this is the stabilizer that I like to use when I can't hoop my finished project. I can put my inner hoop down, and we just squish it into place very easily, and we use that quick grip. Isn't that fabulous? That lever, boom, my hooping is done. Now I need to score this paper in order to expose the sticky underneath it. So you can use your scissors, or you use your stiletto, your seam ripper, and you're just going to score it lightly. You don't want to score it all the way through, but just enough to expose the sticky underneath. And then you can simply remove that paper, and now I have the sticky exposed. So in this case, I can lay down the cuff of this hat, and then I'll be able to do my embroidery. Once I have my sticky stabilizer exposed, I can lay down my hat. In this case, the brim of the hat, there's the wrong side of the brim down. Oh, actually, I'll do it this way. And I can gauge where to place it in my embroidery hoop. We have these little tick marks at the top of the hoop and at the side, so I know where to place this cuff. I'm placing it roughly so the center lines up with that little notch. And I conveniently have a seam here in the back of the hat, so that's going to line up. The center back is going to line up here with the center of the notch of the hoop. And we can double check where is that all going to line up again with this fabulous gridded clear template that we can lay on the hoop, so it'll tell us exactly where to position our lettering. Before I'm ready to embroider my name or initials on this fleecy hat, we definitely need another layer of stabilizer. This is the water-soluble stabilizer, and I'm going to lay this over that brim of the hat, and that keeps the pile of that fleece down. We would do this when we go to embroider towels as well, because of that looped pile of the terry cloth. We definitely need to kind of mash down that pile in order to support our embroidery. If we don't use the water-soluble stabilizer on top of this fleecy, furry fabric, the letter will just sink right in and we won't be able to see it. So I can hold it down with pins well to the outside of the embroidery hoop, so I know when I stitch my initials here, it's not going to get caught at all. With my project hooped and the embroidery hoop is attached to the carriage, I can go in to select my fonts. Now here I can scroll through whichever one that I wish. There are so many built in, and this is where I can find these 2-letter and 3-letter monograms. So much built into the machine. I like using this first grade font personally. Now I can go to uppercase or lowercase. I can do small, medium, large. I have so much customizing I can do. So I'm just going to do my initials. I can do M. Now because I have a side seam, center back seam in the back here of my little cuff of my Santa's hat, I'm actually going to do M and put a little space. There's a little space and a bigger space in between my letters, so I don't want to stitch over that bulky seam. So that's why I've included this little bit of space. Once I say okay, it'll tell me it will now move. And away I go. Now the thread tension dial is at 3. That is the standard. Now this looks really big, and I think, oh, I don't want my lettering way out here. I want it closer to the middle. So not to worry. We can go to the home screen, go to the edit function. Now see how my lettering is all off to one side. I'd like it centered. So instead, with the editing functions of our machine, there, this center line is the same as the acrylic grid of our embroidery hoop. So this is how this can help us line up where is this design going to be on our fabric. I want a little bit of daylight in between because I don't want to stitch over that bulky seam. I need to bring this down as well because again my cuff is in the center of that horizontal line. So this is going to be a better orientation. I can click OK. And now that's brought my design more in the center, which is exactly where I would like it. Now, before I do my stitching, I like to go up here to this icon with the 4 arrows. This is our trace and baste function. And what this is, the trace will tell us exactly where my design will start over here and end over here. And this will go this far and this far over. So I can see exactly, is my design going to be centered in this cuff as I'd like it to be? Maybe I can move it down just a little bit in my editing screen. And then this second option is the baste function. This will produce a stitch around our design to hold all the layers together. It's just an added little bonus to keep everything locked together. Once I have my design position exactly as I like, I love using this baste function. This is going to help hold this water-soluble stabilizer down and keep all of our layers from shifting. I need to drop the presser foot, hit the stop start button, and away we go. Once I finish my base function, I can go back to my main LCD screen here with my design. It shows me I'm using that SQ14E hoop. There are some smaller hoops available as optional accessories for this machine, but this SQ14E hoop is the largest that comes with the machine, and that's the largest hoop that can be used with this machine. But smaller hoops are available. It tells me my design is 2.8 inches wide by 1.3 inches high. It tells me my thread tension is set at number 3. I'm using one color. Now in this case it says to use black, but I'm choosing red instead. It's going to be 5 minutes stitching. I'm using the P embroidery foot, and it's at 400 stitches per minute, and the total stitch count is 1,144. All of this information here built into your machine. Janome thinks of everything. There is no guesswork. All I need to do now is hit the stop start button, and the machine tells me lower the presser foot, and away I go. Now I like to stop my machine safely, use my fabulous 4-inch mini duckbill scissors. These are excellent to use for embroidery. They are cantilevered. Look, I can get right down to my project because they're cantilevered. I don't have to worry about the embroidery hoop getting in the way. I like to trim away that thread, and then I can resume and start stitching. And it's that simple. There. Now we do have this extra high pressure foot lift as well of our machine, so it makes it very easy to get the embroidery hoop out of the way. My design is all finished and looks beautiful, just as I knew it would. I can remove my pins. Now I can remove my pins and this water-soluble stabilizer. I like to use my 4-inch mini duckbill scissors and come in really close that I can just slide it along and slide it along. These extra pieces of the stabilizer, oh, I never throw anything away. I take these little bits of stabilizer and I put them into a spray bottle and dissolve it, fill it with water and dissolve it. And this becomes like your own little spray stabilizer. So mix it really well so this stabilizer dissolves in that spray bottle of hot water. And then you can spray it on your fabric to give it a little bit of extra stiffness. Removing your project from the embroidery hoop, so easy. Again, remember that quick release clamp. It is done. Take the inner hoop away like that. And this sticky stabilizer, again, is a tearaway. So we can easily remove it around our embroidery design. Now, again, don't throw anything away. The scraps of this sticky stabilizer, I could put my paper back on it and store it, or then this is the stabilizer I like to use when we have to do buttons and buttonholes. When we want to do some decorative stitches on our sewing machine, we can still use the scraps of these stabilizers. Great for our Sew for Home hobby patches, for example, so nothing goes to waste. In the back of our design, again, all of this tearaway stabilizer will just rip off along with that basting stitch very easily, like this. Now, if you'd like to get in between your lettering here, this is where, again, your 4-inch mini duckbill scissors come in really handy. They will get right in there and remove all this paper if you wish. Now, again, this is the back of my cuff here, so no one will see that ultimately. And then the rest of this wash away stabilizer, again, I can just tear it off so easily all around my lettering. That basting comes out very easily. If I would like to, again, get in really close to my design here, I can again use these 4-inch mini duckbill scissors, and because of that big duckbill, I can get right under there, and I'm not going to trim the fur because that duckbill is protecting the fur. These are great for in the hoop applique, and I can get really close to my letter there, pull it away. So isn't that beautiful? So fast, so simple. You can add your own lettering, your own designs to your ready-made garments, tote bags. The sky's the limit. Home decor projects, the sky is the limit. You've got the ultimate creativity with the Janome Memory Craft 100E. Happy embroidering!